Welcome to this course module titled Reinforce and Redirect, as designed and produced by the Region 11 Educational Service Center. We start off this presentation with two images on the screen. We've got a cowboy leading his horse peacefully throughout the corral, and another where the horse simply isn't having it. Which of these two images most resembles what you might have experienced with students in the classroom? Let's saddle up with this quote from our man Doug Lemov, author of Teach Like a Champion 2.0. He says, "No one I am aware of enters this work because they love to tell students to pay attention or sit down or stop calling out. Most of us would love to leave all that behind and ride off in the direction of why and how and can you use more precise language to describe that phenomenon? These sorts of interactions are the rides into the sunset we seek, but can be drawn away in a second with lack of response to distractions and interruptions along the way. This module intends to provide helpful techniques and strategies to reinforce and redirect student behavior so that you can lead students the way you've always wanted." So, here we have our learning objective for the module. In this course, the teacher will identify when to use these strategies: teacher radar, visible compliance, least invasive intervention, firm finesse, and the art of consequence, all to reinforce and redirect student behavior. At the conclusion of this course, you'll have an opportunity to demonstrate your understanding of the stated learning objective by participating in a demonstration lab that's sponsored by Region 11 certification team. During the demonstration lab, you'll present a 10-minute mini lesson in which you model specific, concrete, sequential, and observable instructions. You'll receive feedback based on the proficiency rubric you see on the screen, and to earn credit for this course, participants must score at the proficient or master's level. Take a look at the rubric on the screen to see what's needed to score at the appropriate level. For today's presentation, you will need a copy of Teach Like a Champion 2.0 by Doug Lemov. Have this copy close to you during the video. You're going to be asked to stop here now again to read short passages from Chapter 11. Here we have a quote from Doug Lemov. He says that there is one acceptable percentage of students following a direction: 100%. If you have less than that, then your authority is subject to interpretation, situation, and motivation. Let's have a reflection point and think about whether you agree or disagree with this concept. That the challenge in the classroom is not the expectation of 100%, but building that culture of 100%, where the behavioral distractions are actually the exception rather than the norm. Pause this video and locate pages 383 to 384 in Teach Like a Champion 2.0. Read the section and then watch this video clip of Aaron Michaels' classroom, where you could see students' commitment to a culture of 100%. Man, that class looked good. We got 5 high-yield strategies for building a classroom culture that makes this sort of learning possible. Check these out. Alright, so our first strategy is technique number 51, which is radar and be seen looking. Turn to page 389 in your copy of Teach Like a Champion and look at the two images of a classroom. Compare the two teacher vantage points. What's your first impression about whether one is more advantageous than the other? Ultimately, the point of technique 51 is for you to be where you need to be and to be seen being there. Pause this video and watch this clip of Rachel King. She's operating from the pastor's perch position and makes just the smallest move to let students know she's watching them as they follow her directions. What do you see her do? You can make yourself be seen explicitly by using these simple techniques: the invisible column, tiptoes, the sprinkler, the disco finger, the politician, and the cue beat. Read about each of these techniques for letting students know you're watching them on pages 391 to 392 in Teach Like a Champion. As you read, think about how you could plan to demonstrate these in your mini lesson. Our second strategy for reinforcing and redirecting is Technique 52, making compliance visible. The point of Technique 52 is for you to ensure students are following through by setting a standard of compliance that's more than marginal. Let me give you an example. If you instruct students, "Eyes on me," how would it immediately be clear to you and all your students that compliance has happened? What difference does it make if your instruction is, "Pencils down, eyes on me"? Read pages 393 to 394 in your copy of Teach Like a Champion for ideas on making compliance more visible. Pause this video and watch this clip of Amy Youngman's class. As you watch, see if you could spot the 3 visible directions she gives her students. Our third strategy is Technique 53, which is taking the least invasive intervention. The point of Technique 53 is for you to minimize drama by taking the least invasive path to redirection. On pages 395 to 402 of Teach Like a Champion, Doug Lemov outlines 6 ways that students can be redirected while the teacher minimizes lost instructional time and embarrassment to the student. As you read these pages, think about how you would choose which ones of these to use. Pause this video and watch this clip to see how Doug Lemov offers a bonus 7th way to take the least invasive method to redirection, called self-interruption. As you watch, think about what the advantage would be of using this technique. Okay, time for our 4th strategy, Technique 54, which is using firm, calm finesse. The point of Technique 54 is for you to maintain your poise and remain calm when things get challenging. On pages 403 to 406 of Teach Like a Champion, Doug Lemov outlines several strategies for redirecting and reinforcing student behavior by maintaining a sense of respect and purpose. After you read, think about which of these is your favorite and reflect why. Consider how you'll ask students to demonstrate these in your mini lesson. Pause this video and watch this clip of Chana Comer's class. As you're watching, think about how she demonstrates an atmosphere of respect and still gets the results she expects. Alright, we're nearing the end of our module. Time for your 5th and final strategy, Technique 55, called the Art of Consequence. The point of Technique 55 is for you to help students learn from their mistakes and to get them back into the game. On pages 406 to 411, you're offered some guidance on how to manage consequences. On the next slide, you'll see a list of some characteristics of effective consequences. These characteristics are quick and quiet, they're incremental in nature, they're consistent with the consequences, and they're also depersonalized. Depersonalized, what does that mean? Well, pause this video and watch this clip of Bridget McElduff. Notice how she deploys consequences. Have your book open at page 412 as you watch the video. See if you can identify what her consequences were for the student's behavior. Nice work, y'all. Now that you've looked at the content for this course, which level will you attempt your mini lesson? Plan accordingly. For a proficient score, you must provide examples of when to implement all 5 of the redirect and reinforce strategies highlighted in this module. And to achieve masters, you must also plan for and provide opportunities for students to practice these strategies. Here are a few tips for your mini lesson. Consider selecting one of the videos from this course to introduce your objective. Then, remember to model your strategies for your students. Finally, allow time for your students to practice what they've learned. Thank you for watching this course module titled Reinforce and Redirect. Good luck, and feel free to review this video at any time as you prepare for your upcoming mini lesson. This course, of course, referenced material from Doug Lemov's Teach Like a Champion 2.0. Images for this course were downloaded from Pixabay.